Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have just had Tesla AI Day 2 and I want to know in the comment section what you guys thought about the event. So personally, I think that the market and the mainstream media is going to think that Tesla has botched this event and this is a complete distraction for Elon Musk and they will just not understand what is going on. But in this video, I want to go through how this is fantastic news for the stock and what you should think as an investor, because yeah, this is a stock market channel. So let's get into it. And as always, if you like this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to go further, check out the first link in the description box below, which takes you to our Patreon, where you can support me, a Swedish guy who's trying to survive the European winter mid an energy crisis. So I really appreciate your support, and let's get into the video. So the key takeaways from the event. By the way, I'm not going to do a super cut of the event. I'm sure there is 100 million channels that are doing that. I just want to go through the key points and then I want to talk about what the stock is going to do, and it's going to be very important. So key takeaways: if they succeed, Tesla bot will completely change the economy and eliminate poverty. And I thought that this is a bit of a funny point, because if you compare how we lived 100 years ago, like the poorest people are richer than some of the richest people that lived 100 years ago, you know? And yeah, it's true. Most probably if Tesla bot succeeds, then work is going to be really cheap. Everybody is going to have a maid at home who's, you know, cleaning, doing their dishes, and, you know, things are going to be very, very cheap. And it's definitely going to be a positive change. Tesla is the perfect company to do this, according to Musk, because they have one class of shares, unlike Facebook, where, you know, Mr. Zuck can do whatever the F he wants. Some other companies like Palantir, but okay, in some companies it's more important than in others that it is like this. And he said that it's very easy to control him, even though the SEC cannot seem to control him and no one really seems to control him. He actually gave the solution, which is you just start buying Tesla stock and then you vote him out. So it only takes a few hundreds of billions of dollars and then you can vote out Musk. But all jokes aside, if it was Facebook who was doing the Tesla bot, or it was a government, I would be having nightmares. It would probably be used in the government's case for military purposes. And, you know, I trust Musk. He seems to be a very good guy, and this is going to be used really for a good purpose. Another key takeaway from this was that the AI bot uses the same models and sensors as the autopilot, and it's basically built on the autopilot. So this means that Tesla already had light years of advantage when it comes to the data of the autopilot and how they handle that data. And they are building this bot on top of it. And this is like a monopoly on a monopoly, like you cannot catch them. And if this plan succeeds, it's needless to say, there's no competition inside. It's going to be a very financially lucrative thing for the company. When they did the presentation, the bot was very far from usable, and they reiterated this many times. However, they didn't give any timelines when this bot will be usable. My guess is that it's going to evolve rapidly and it will have version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Clearly, the purpose is that this robot will be able to speak and, you know, be like a companion to you. I think that first they're going to work on certain use cases for the robot, and then they're going to maybe over the air update the robot so that they can do more and more and more things. So I think before this robot becomes really, really usable and mainstream, it's maybe 20 years away from now. So just have this in your expectations, but hey, for long-term investors, it's still amazing. So this is why I think that this event is going to be misunderstood. So this event was a recruitment event so that Tesla can get the world's best AI and robotics talent. There was even many things I didn't understand. I watched the first 30 minutes when Musk was giving his presentation, and then they went into how the autopilot works very technically. And I might have fallen asleep on it, but I don't remember a lot on it. And it was, yeah, just too much into the weeds for normal people to understand. I kind of got like, yeah, this is like Palantir. I, again, don't understand really what they're doing, but I can see it works. So I don't believe that the general public will understand what the bot will do. And they didn't really give use cases. They were showing off that, you know, the bot was watering plants, and they showed off that the bot was doing something in the factory. But, you know, watering plants you can do today with other very cheap automated machines. You know, moving the parts that it showed that it did in the Tesla factory, you can do with other existing robots. You don't need to spend billions and billions in R&D and, you know, AI to be able to do this. So currently, as they said, it's completely unusable. It can barely walk, and they really need to come up with use cases and then expand on those use cases for this to be understood. There was no timelines given. This is for the investors. And this also means that the Wall Street analytics people cannot put it in their Excel sheets that, okay, next year is going to be this much. And basically they can't count with it. And whenever the Wall Street people are nervous, they just completely discount it. So how is the stock price of Tesla going to be affected by this? And the truth is, on the short term, it's probably not going to be affected at all. I want to show you guys something because there has been some leaked documents just before the AI day that talked about Tesla's production target. And Dave Lee happened to have a meeting with the Tesla investor team where he directly took up these questions with them. And they didn't deny, so sort of they confirmed that this is correct. And I just want to show you where Tesla is currently as compared to their market cap. This will be very important.
Profit. Let's say, it went up and down, especially with this Q2 shutdown in China. In Q3, this next quarter, I think Tesla could reach near $4 billion in operating profit. And then in Q4, they could reach $6 billion in operating profit if they really can deliver 470,000 cars next quarter. What does this mean? GAAP profit probably over $5 billion in Q4. That means an annual run rate of $20 billion in GAAP profit. I don't think there's a single Wall Street analyst out there that's really predicting, right, $5 billion in GAAP profit.
So $5 billion in GAAP profit, maybe in Q4, right? Leaked documents, it was sort of confirmed by Tesla Investor Relations, but what does that mean? And it's actually breathtaking. So the 5 billion in Q4 means that they are at an annual run rate of 20 billion in GAAP profit. We know that they are still very fast growing, but let's just look at it. So in Q4, if they hit that target, their PE is going to be, with the current market cap, 41.5. Tesla has never traded this cheap, ever. And they are a super fast growing company with a 50% growth rate projected for the next, countless of years. So that means that their PAG ratio is below 1. That means that this is like a Peter Lynch type of unbelievable bargain stock to begin with. And the crazy thing is that this is just based on the car production. And I wouldn't even be surprised if, because of the macro, Tesla even goes way lower than it is. I don't know if it will. It's already a crazy good deal. Of course, these are only my opinions, right? And I'm telling you what I will do based on my opinions. But so this means that the robotaxi that is very near, so near, in fact, that last week, one of the co-founders of Airbnb joined Tesla board. And Airbnb is, home sharing and, who will be car sharing. So yeah, we can all connect the puzzle pieces there. So the robotaxi network is not priced in at all. And that is a service that is going to be a money printing machine with 80% margins, software-like margins, crazy growth, trillions in addressable market, zero priced in. Then we go further. So the Tesla bot, pricing in the Tesla bot is not even on the horizon to be priced in. And probably many investors think that it's a distraction to Tesla. And I was thinking about it. He said that the bot will cost probably less than $20,000. Knowing the production facilities of Tesla, probably they will have gross margins of in excess of 20%, maybe in excess of 30%. And if I were them, I would sell this robot with, a monthly subscription fee so that, you keep getting the software updates or, some service fee. And the market must said that for this is potentially more than the car markets, which is very logical because, you can sell 20 million cars, but probably you can sell 50 to 100 million Tesla bots, and maybe they're good for a few years and then, you need to buy new ones. So it's very logical to me. And this is not even on the horizon to be priced in. So if you were to buy Tesla stock right now, and I happen to own about $30,000 worth of Tesla stock, it's like buying a value stock with a free call option on the upcoming robotaxi and a free call option on the upcoming Tesla bot, which is crazy. It's a crazy value in my opinion. Of course, I might be wrong, I might be inaccurate, I might be rambling, but it's a crazy good deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking for money and see where I can find money to invest into Tesla stock, and my urgency to buy more will increase the lower the stock price goes. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys understand the event? Do you agree with me on the valuation? Do you see what the future can be with TeslaBot? And if you have watched this far, you are like an OG viewer. I really appreciate you. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.